Hi, my name's Sharon Pederson, and I've invited you to my studio so I can show you some of the things I wish I'd known when I started to make quilts. So simple little tricks, things to make your quilting life easier. And the first one was, how do you find the straight grain when you buy a piece of fabric? You can't trust that the selvages are going to be straight. You can't trust that the way it's been cut in the store is going to be straight. And for those of you who wash your fabric, when it comes out of the dryer, it's definitely not straight, right? So the first thing you're going to do, if you're a wash your fabric person, you're going to wash it and dry it. If you don't pre-wash your fabric, and many of us don't, what you'll do first is get rid of that really tight pressed crease down the middle, because you do not want the fabric to follow that crease. Again, it might not be on the straight grain. So I bring my fabric home. Occasionally I wash it, not very often. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the piece of fabric and you're going to line up the two selvage edges. And then what your goal is to find a perfect roll at the bottom. So if you look at the bottom, you can see it isn't a perfectly straight roll now. And of course, when I raise this, you won't be able to see my face, but that's not the good part anyway. Okay, so here we go. Do you see now at the bottom that there is a perfectly straight roll, okay? It's a lovely straight roll. And so what I'm going to do next is lay it down on my table, and this nice edge right here is the straight grain. Now, sometimes people think that they can follow a pattern and that'll give them a straight grain, and you can, assuming that it was printed straight. So you want to know how to do this without having to follow either a stripe or something on your fabric. Now, lots of people would then take one of these lovely 6 by 24 inch rulers and they would start to cut. But I'm not tall enough. So what I do is I fold it one more time. So again, same thing. Take the two selvage edges and the fold, bring them together, look at the bottom. Now you can see at the bottom there's a perfect straight roll. And so now it's time to give yourself a straight edge. And you can see that this is how far off the edge was when I brought it home from the store, okay? This is how far off it was. So the first thing we have to do is we have to cut that off. Now I'm right-handed, so the part I'm cutting off is to my right. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line up one of these lines on the ruler with the folded edge, which is the straight grain. So either this edge or this one, it doesn't matter, because they're both perfectly on the straight grain. And then you move the ruler as far as you have to in this direction until you get all of these layers nice and even. So I'm pretty happy with that. Ta-da! Now, this edge is perfectly straight, and if you're going to cut strips or squares, you know that they will be on grain. Hope you enjoyed that.